Well, hello there, motherfuckers. And I received a couple of requests to talk about CM Punk's loss, his debut fight for UFC. And I was going to make a video on this anyway, but, I had some mixed reactions. At first, this video was going to be way different. I was thinking about making fun of CM Punk. I was going to poke fun at his overconfidence. He was at the weigh-in talking shit. And, I was going to say, ha ha, you lost in the first round by submission. It was pretty embarrassing. So I will say that. I mean, that is pretty embarrassing. They did put Punk into this fight way too soon to put him on, right away into UFC was kind of foolish. But the thing is, I'm also not going to knock the guy. There was a lot of anticipation in this fight. We waited like 2 whole years to see the guy actually debut in UFC, to actually have the fight. He had surgery, the fight got delayed, and after a while, I was like, this is a bunch of bullshit. I don't think he's even going to end up fighting in the end. And then he ends up having the fight, and I'm proved wrong. And a lot of other people were also talking about, oh, Punk's not going to be able to fight. He's too injured. And he's not going to go through with it. And then he has the fight. And here's the thing that I was thinking of myself. The guy got paid $500,000 just to sign on to have one fight with UFC. It was probably, this is considered to be a tryout. He might have got additional money just to have the fight on pay-per-view. He didn't win, so I guess he doesn't get paid, as much as the guy that beat him. Forget his name, whatever his fucking name was. He was kind of like a no-namer, but he was more experienced than Punk, so he actually ended up, you know, beating him is actually kind of no surprise. The only thing that might have been surprising is the fact that that he had was such a big name, and they signed him, and to think that he was going to win right away, it was kind of foolish. And I knew that he was going to lose, and I kept saying this time and time again, that Punk is going to lose, he's not going to win. He thinks he's better than what he is, so I kind of knew. But the thing is, to knock this guy, you know the argument a lot of people are making is kind of true. He tried something, which is more than you'd ever do with your life. Come on, let's be perfectly honest. The guy had the balls to step in there. I'll be the first one to say I don't have the balls to step into the octagon. I would not have it. And plus, most people would not be getting paid this money to step into the ring who's a wrestler. You think Sami Zayn or Kevin Owens, do you think that they would be in an octagon to begin with? They probably wouldn't accept their asses in Bellator, or one of these more minor MMA organizations. So the fact that Punk actually got signed to UFC, the biggest MMA organization, that says something. The amount that they paid him. Even if those guys got signed to UFC, they would not even be making a fraction of the money that he got paid to sign. So, to take shots at Punk, we could do that all day. We could sit around, we could talk about first round knockouts and, first round submissions, rather. We could talk about his poor performance, but at the end of the day, the guy is a success. He made money. He got sponsored by Reebok, a couple other little things that he made. He had money coming in from all angles due to this fight. It was a smart business decision. He didn't get hurt. He didn't get injured. He's still alive. He's still in one piece. No big injuries following this fight. He got submitted, and that's about it. And he's going to continue on. And they'll probably end up making more money. And maybe, now they'll train harder. People are making fun of him, saying he's going to beg Vince McMahon for his job back. I don't think so. Punk may return to the WWE one day, but it's going to be years from now. That's my opinion on it. So yeah, so I don't think that this is a negative thing. I think that it is embarrassing that he got knocked out. I'm not saying that. But I ain't gonna knock the guy too hard because he ended up being very successful for this fight. In fact, they're even pointing it out that his opponent who won, financially wasn't even as successful for winning this fight. Punk looked more like the winner. I mean, he didn't look like it, in the fight, but in the grand scope of things, the guy money wise ended up being a fucking winner. So I can't really knock him too hard. You know what I'm saying? It looks kind of foolish. This guy's laughing all the way to the bank, and we're talking about the fight. It's about the money. This fight was about the money. I mean, I've never seen anybody but Brock Lesnar get paid this much to have a fucking fight. Most of their, even bigger names don't even get paid that to fight. So yeah, that's my opinion on it. I think that Punk did a good thing by fighting. He wanted to live out his dream. He wanted to use his name, his success, his brand to make some money, and he did just that. And he got to accomplish a lifelong dream, or whatever it is that he got interested in MMA. So you can't knock the guy too hard for that. All right, motherfuckers. I know people are gonna, flame me on here. They're gonna say, "Oh, you're defending Punk after you talk shit about him." Yeah, I know that. But like I said, it's all about honesty. I'm not gonna come on here like a goofball Mamba Luke and just start taking pot shots at Punk. That's way too easy. To stand here, never having fought in a UFC fight in an octagon, it would be very easy for me to sit here like all the wrestling fans do, point fingers. Oh, you lost. You got not. You got tapped out in the first round. We all know that. But the thing is, I don't have no $500,000. Neither do you. You know, you'd probably be watching different videos than this if you had that kind of money. Um, so yeah, I don't really think that this fight had such a negative impact on Punk. Maybe it was a shot to his ego, but certainly not to his wallet. All right, motherfuckers, that's what I think.